In this tutorial, I'll show you a little bit about calculating areas in ArcGIS. Specifically, we're going to find a parcel here, locate that parcel in a given area, and find the area for that in relation to what is currently existing in the attribute table. So this is some flathead, or some parcels in Flathead area in Montana. If you go into here and look at the attributes, you'll notice that it's got the different parcel numbers, information about that land, including the area here. And so what we want to go do is try and mimic what that actual area is using the tools in ArcGIS, as well as showing you what some potential downfalls are. So in the process of doing that, it is really important to know what layer and projection you are working within, specifically the coordinate system. And so I'm going to go ahead and open these up and show the current system. And these coordinate systems that are listed, again, if you go to the top of here and minimize everything, you can see which layers are there, which systems we have listed here. So we do have a NAD 1983 Harn State Plane Zone here. GCS is a geographic coordinate system, as well as the WGS 1984 Web Mercator auxiliary sphere. So do remember that the first part of this is typically the datum. So NAD 83 is a datum, WGS 1984 is a datum, and what comes after that is what projection it is. And that projection becomes very important because anytime you project data into a 2D surface, something is being distorted in there. The direction, the shape, the area, something's being distorted. So we want to be really careful with that. So what we'll start off by doing is just showing you how to do it, and then show you an error, and then show you the correct way to do it. So we are in the Flathead zoom, and in order to create or find what the area is, we need to go to the attribute table, and we're going to start off by simply adding a field. So we're going to add a field here, and we're going to call it new area. You're going to have to change this to the correct format. If you have short or long integer, it'll only go to the integer level. If you do double, that is going to be allows for a number with decimals in it. So we'll click that one, and you'll see right at the end, now we have a new area listed here. Now what I'm going to start off by doing is just going into this field calculator, into the calculate geometry, and we're going to calculate. This is basically saying it's going to replace all the data in that new area column. And notice that it gives you a selection here between the coordinate system of the data source and the data frame. So what you'll find is that each shapefile has inside of it a projection, and so that projection is listed as the data source, but also the data frame under layers here, whatever we have specified, that's the data frame projection. So you can have a different projection for the data frame and the source, because it really matters that the core datum is the same. And if once that's the same, you can project it in different ways, and then just for different visualizations. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start off looking at just the State Plane Montana FIPS 250. So this is in Montana State Plane Zone. I'll show you how to do that one, and then we'll do the UTM zone as well as one of the other ones that are listed there. So let's just go ahead and hit OK, and this will just pre-populate that. And indeed here with the State Plane Zone, we get an exact match to what's listed here. State Plane Zones are designed for the most part to create a very accurate area, as opposed to other ones that are not. So let's go ahead and change the layers now to a different one, and see how this changes if we change the layer system here. So what we're going to do is for our we're just going to change the projection now to WGS Web Mercator. So it's just saying that there is some differences in the representation. Notice that just by very simply changing that coordinate system, we're actually going to get a different visualization. This is because there is a different projection there. And then what I'm going to do again is go ahead and we are going to calculate the geometry of that system. Now notice here I'm going to select the Web Mercator for the data frame. Notice that the data source still maintains the State Plane Zone there, and I'm going to hit OK. And we will calculate the areas there. And notice that by doing the web Mercator, I have over double the same amount of area there. And in that projection, you're going to get a tremendous distortion in the area of those polygons. And so it's really important when you look at calculating areas that you know exactly what projection you're looking at.